Hello and welcome to round 2 of season 9 of the 2024 season in DTCC. Welcome to the Red Bull Ring in Austria, in the middle of the Styrian Mountains. And you might notice that this one is a slightly shiny surface. That means it is raining in Austria. It's raining in the mountains. We have our first wet race of the season. But I think probably the only one where we race. Well, actually, no, Le Mans could rain. But we have a wet race for Group 4s. We are standing on the Red Bull gantry overlooking the start lights. And we have Group 4s. It's wet, so we're not going to do a track walk. Not even Martin Brundle does a track walk when it's pouring down. So we will do a quick in-car flick through the grid. Usual format tonight. It's the Group 4s followed by the Group 3s. Hello to everyone who's just logged in and watching. Please say hello in the chat. This one is a couple of humdingers, I think. This is going to be good. So, usual format, as everyone is well used to by now. Group 4 qualifying, one at a time, I think was in the wet. So we have a bit of an interesting grid. In that it was really very much whoever was last across the line with a wet but drying track had a good chance of getting up there on the grid. James says evening all, ready for fun in the rain. Evening, and Pat says hello in the chat. So, top 5 in qualifying, going to the back of the grid in reverse order as per usual. So 6th in qualifying and therefore on pole is Dan in his Nissan, and the Nissan is a 4-wheel drive monster, so expect to see that fly away from the grid in the standing start. And second on the grid, so 7th quickest in qualifying, was Spunk Meyer in his Renault Megane. Oh, that's a rubbish view. Can we get a better one? Let's see if we can get a better one. There we go. So we'll do a low drone shot from the back. James in his Lambo, again, another 4-wheel drive, which in the wet will be very useful. Mama Site says, evening, hi. Then another 4-wheel drive is Jack in his Subaru. There you can see the rain. Daz, 5th on the grid in his Mercedes. 6th is Alex in his Corvette. 7th is Matt in his Toyota. 8th is Skipster, I think. Where are we? Yes, so now we're into the top 5 in qualifying. So Matt actually was slowest in qualifying. So there's only 12 tonight because Chris, Pengelly and Carly couldn't make this round. So Matt was actually 12th in qualifying, so he lines up 7th. Skips did a great job getting 5th in qualifying, so he's 8th. Wayne also did a great job in the McLaren. We're going to try and ignore their team logo. He was a fourth quickest in qualifying, so he is 9th on the grid. Then Pat putting in a barnstorming qualifying lap right at the end. Was 3rd quickest in qualifying, which I think is, well, certainly is best in DTCC. Pat will no doubt tell me. When was the last time you were 3rd in qualifying? So brilliant lap in the M4, and then Chris Rains was 2nd quickest, so he is 11th, and then fastest in qualifying was Mike. I have to look up. I'm not sure he's been fastest in qualifying in his treacle Ferrari. So that is the grid. Very shaken up by the wet qualifying. So something to keep an eye on. Obviously, Pat saying best qualifying for a very, very long time. Yeah, that was cracker. Keep an eye on bottom left. You can see the where the tyres are. To the left of that is the moisture indicator. We'll see what the weather does. The weather is preset to start with, but then is on random, so it could continue to rain, it could dry out, it could monsoon. We will see. So keep an eye on that moisture indicator. Roughly anywhere on the bottom third is the track's ready for slicks. The middle third is intermediates, and then the top third is wet. So let's have a quick rundown of tyres. So because it's wet, the drivers have free choice on tyres. There's no compulsory swapping of compounds like there would be in the dry. But if you go onto a slick, then you have to use the opposite slick to what you use in qualifying. But no one was mad enough to try slicks in qualifying, so everyone will be on the wets or the inters. Right, so Dan's on inters, Spunkmeyer's on inters, James is on inters, Silverstar's on inters, Daz is on inters, Alex is on inters, Matt's on inters, Skips is on inters, Wayne's on inters, Pat inters, Chris inters. So everyone's decided to go on inters. So everyone's hoping it doesn't get any wetter. Right, here we go. Standing start in the wet into a very tight turn 1 that leads into a long straight into a very tight turn 3 that leads into a long straight into a very tight turn 4. So what could go wrong? Here we go then. So expect to see the 4-wheel drives have an absolute screamer of a start. Here we go, lights have gone, out they go, and Dan, look at that, Dan is away. Look at that, Nissan go, and Jack has made a cracking start up to second as well. So the 4-wheel drive's getting away well off the line. Are they all going to get through as we go through? Follow Daz as we go. Looks at everyone has got through. Look at that. Go at the back. There was a red flag in race round 1 as we saw. There's no red flags in this one, so let's see who's making moves as we go up the hill for the first time. Looks like Alex is going to make a move down the inside of the mat. Are they all going to get through as they go? Let's keep in the mid pack. They're all looking. Look at this. Beautifully well behaved. All the way through into turn 3. So Dan has taken the lead, making good use of that 4-wheel drive. You see it's pretty wet down here. We come into the downhill turn 4. Is James going to make a look inside that Subaru? No, he doesn't. It's Daz, Matt looking like Matt's going to try and do the switcheroo. He's going to get it. Is he? No. Oh, look at this. Look how well behaved they got through all 4 turns so far. Just stream through the rain. There's Daz still in 5th, so they're all pretty much holding station. Oh, Daz gets a little bit sideways. Is that going to give Matt a chance? James looks like he's going to make a move down the inside of the Renault. Not quite. Look at Dan. Dan's flying away in the Nissan. Look at this. They're all very well behaved. Benjamin, do you want to say goodnight to everyone? I'll be quick.
Good night, YouTube.
Right, so coming at the end of lap 1, you can see how wet it is around here. It's very wet. There are a couple of cars running wide of that Wayne, and someone else was running wide. Spunkmeyer still in 3rd though. Daz, he looks like he's going to get a move though. He got a good run coming out of the last corner as they go up the hill, end of turn. Lap 1, and we've got 3 ways well behind us to see what Daz does. He comes up the hill, and we've got 3 cars into turn 1 as well. If Daz's going to get the move done, he does. That was nice. And look at this. They're all beautifully behaved. Wayne's up to 7. AJ, I think, has dropped down a little bit. He's down to 8th. And then we've got Mike. Skipster's trying to get up from, I think he was 8th on the grid, wasn't he? So he's dropped down a bit. And Mike has already made his way up to 9th of the back. Let's just look up ahead. We got another tight squabble. This is on Matt. It looks like Daz is now moving up to 3rd. Let's see what he can see. You hear the wheel spin. So we've got Matt in the Toyota behind us. Let's go look from behind the rear wing of Spunkmeyer's Renault as they come down the hill. It looks like Matt has got himself into 5th. He's going to make a move on Daz now. You can see, oh, you can hear the squeals of the cars lock up, and he's gone a little bit wide. It's a bit unfortunate we were on board with him as he did it. So Spunkmeyer's down to probably 7th or 8th, 9th now. In the meantime, Dan is clearing off. Absolutely flying in that Nissan. What have we got? Another 4x4. Jack's had a brilliant start as well, so he's happy in 2nd, loving this weather. Matt is up to 3rd, but he looks like he's got the Corvette, the Lambo, which again is another 4-wheel drive car all over the back of him. Daz is in 5th, and we've got another scrap going on. This is Wayne and Mike. Let's go on board with Mike. We go try and go round the outside. I think we've done him. Can we see what Wayne's going to come back? I think all gingerly break into the, where's Mike gone? Oh, huge fistful of opposite lock there, still squabbling. Chris gives him a little nudge. Mike's still sporting his Ricardo Petrozzi lid. I like it. And look at this gaggle now as we go up the hill. Let's go on board with Chris as we go into turn 1, the end of lap 2 already. Who's going to brake latest as we tiptoe our way through, trying to avoid that curve on the inside? Well, looks like Wayne got what happened there with Wayne. Got a little bit of a nudge maybe, and he's dropped a couple of places as they come streaming up the hill. Mike's ahead of this squabble, and we've got a squabble going up ahead as well. Let's just see what's going on here. So we've got Silver Star and Daz. Daz moves up to second. So Daz is making some nice moves in the Merc. Let's see what's going on in this battle here. Chris is now battling with Mike as they come out of turn 3 down the hill. Look at this, we've got 6 cars all so close with each other. So who's going to brake latest as they come into turn 4? Chris is on the inside. Mike has got a slight overcut, but no, Chris takes it. Nicely done, moves himself up to 7th. Let's have a look. Dan is clearing off. Look at that, he's got the fastest lap so far. But you can see the track is already started to dry out a little bit. There's a little dry line. He's half a second up on his PB. Then comes this horde of Daz is doing a great job in second. Matt is under attack. No, sorry, it's James. It looks like he's now it's starting to dry out a bit. The Lambo is losing maybe its advantage of the 4-wheel drive. He's got Chris now. He's making a move on Skipster. Chris and Skipster are fighting. Can Chris get down the inside? Chris is making a lot of moves here. Skipster's fighting him though. Let's go on board. I got the Aston alongside. Look at that. Skipster's hanging it around the outside and does it. Lovely piece of driving there by Sam. Can Chris retaliate? He's got Pat now right on his tail. Let's go on board with Pat. You can see the sky is getting noticeably lighter. In fact, there's blue sky appearing. So this rain isn't going to last for long. Pat thinks about making a move on the outside, but then thinks better of it. We're right in the toe of that Jag. BMW a bit lacking for grunt, but it's not showing it at the moment. Is Pat there? Where is Pat? Who's going to brake latest? Oh, look at that, 1.5 seconds up on his first clear. And Alex has gone a bit wide. Where is he? There he is. Comes across, so he's dropped down to 9th. So must have got his braking just fractionally wrong for the first corner. We've got battle up here as well. So Daz is defended from Silver Star. Into turn 4 we go. So there's Daz. Where's Dan? Dan's flying. Look at that. Absolutely flying. He's already won his first race at Blue Moon. I think it was round 7, I think, wasn't it, in last season. Is he going to add another victory here? You can see it's getting noticeably drier now, though. There is a dry line appearing. Look at this. It's second, third, fourth, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, all in a line. So Dan's doing a Verstappen and has cleared off, and then we've got a mighty squabble going on for the second all the way down to 12th. So across the line, this is a 15-minute race. So we're just crossing the line now. We've done 4 laps, so we're probably just going to get 9 laps in. So you can see it's getting noticeably drier now. Now it'll be a question of how long the inters last. Will they burn off, or is that going wide? Looks like, oh, Skips again, very leery as he went out onto the wet. I think he's lost the position to Chris. Pat's doing a great job as well. So Pat, don't forget, was 10th on the grid, so he's up to 8th. Is he going to make a move as he goes up into the tight hairpin at the top of the hill? So he gets it done. Is he going to get the switcheroo done on him though? Skips is going to try and get the cut back. Oh, a little bit of a knock. Is that going to give Spunkmeyer? He does. Look at that. Spunkmeyer cruises past. So a little bit of a tap between Pat and Sam, and that gave Spunkmeyer the opportunity he needed. I think that Renault might start coming into its own a bit now. Sam has the fastest lap of the race. Oh, the BMW goes really wide, gets onto the wet stuff. And behind us we've got a Corvette as well. Look at this. Oh, we love these races. Look at this. There's Alex. He's going to try and make a move down the inside of Sam. I think he's done that one. He has. In the meantime, I think Matt's made it up to 3rd, but there we've got Chris and Silver Star fighting as well. Chris is now up to 5th. This will do his championship no end of good. And who's that running wide? And Alex is in 9th, and Wayne is in 10th in McLaren. You can see it's now getting much drier now. We're kind of into slick territory, but I think it's probably a bit too short a race to do that. So at the front we go. Dan just does another fastest lap, a 44.4. You can see that they're probably only 7 or 8 seconds away, maybe less, from a slick dry time. Dad's just done his PB, a 44.4 as well, but Chris has done a 43.5, so Chris is flying in the Jag, absolutely flying. Actually, James has now taken it, so James is, actually, yeah, sorry, that was James who'd done a 43, so that Lambo's still absolutely flying, even though it's starting to dry out. He's now on the tail of the Toyota of Matt, and James has got a good run out of there. Can he make a move as we go down the hill? Let's go on board with James. We're following the Toyota. You can see it's getting pretty dry now. Is he going to launch one down the inside? It's not quite as dry down the inside. Matt covers the inside. Steady as she goes. Got plenty of time yet. Probably got another 3 laps after this one. What's going on? Chris is up to 5th now. Spunmeier's also beginning to get a turn of pace. He's into the low 44s as it starts to dry out. Oh, look at that lovely slide on as well. Look at that. That was beautiful. So you can see, oh, Pat's gone wide. Pat's gone wide. Is that going to give Sam? Oh, he came. Oh, I was a bit unlucky. Well held though. That looked quite spectacular. Let's go on board with that. Here goes Pat. So he unfortunately gets into the gravel. Unfortunately then gets tapped by Mike, who also goes off, but then manages to hold it. Very nicely done, Pat. And then tries to attack the McLaren for good measure. It's a bit unfortunate, wrong place at wrong time there. Right, so Danny is still well clear. Probably got a 4 or 5 second lead now as he goes across the line. Does his PB at 43.8, so he's in the 43s. Daz has just done the fastest lap of the race. Look at that. Every person going across the line gets the fastest lap. So Matt briefly had it off Daz, and now Chris has got it. So that Jag is flying. What can he do from there? Who else we got? So Spunmeier is also catching in 6th. Jag's got a little bit of a gap to 7th. That Skipser went a little bit wide there. You can see a definite dry lines appearing. Alex is trying to chase him down in 9th. Wayne is still doing a good job in his Braun-esque McLaren. And then we got Mike and Pat. So Mike had a stellar qualifying, but not having such a good first race. Dan will leave because he's on his own. Daz is still under pressure from Matt, but not making any mistakes. We go into the downhill, a turn of 4. Look at that dry line appearing. James, I think, he's okay under pressure from Chris now. What can Chris do in that Jag? Definitely one of the championship protagonists this season. It looks like James went a little bit wide, got onto the off the dry line. Didn't do a Perez though. Didn't stuff it in the barrier. Still holding that Jag at bay. Matt's still on the tail of Daz. Spunmeier starting to close up on these guys as well. And we've got a little bit spaced out behind. There's Alex in 9th, Wayne in 10th, Mike in 11th, and Pat in 12th. Dan's still flying away though, looking pretty comfortable. Tyre wear is looking good. Starting to dry out now. Daz is still being closed up by Matt, right? So is James going to get attacked by the Jag into a turn 1? Doesn't look like it. Chris decides to stay on his tail. He might want to try and get a run coming out of T1 up the hill, but all the while Spunmeier is sitting on the back of the Jag, starting to look very interested. In the meantime, just keeping an eye on what's going on behind. Looks like there's a squabble of cars up there coming up the hill as well. Let's see what's going on here. Anything? No, looks like Wayne is starting to attack the Corvette. Just so his PB up the hills. Sam's done another fastest lap in the Aston, so Sam's getting some good lap times now. 42.0. Can he catch Spunmeier in front of him and Silverstar? As Chris is still hounding James. James is doing a great race so far. You can see this dry line now is in to start getting squirmy. It looks like Chris is going to get a good run into turn 7. No, not quite. Decides to think better of it. Such a good race, it's making my ear itch. Right, let's go on board with the Jag then. Oh, this is going to be a brave manoeuvre here because it's a bit damp on the inside. I don't think he'll try. Oh, he does. Look at that. Nice move by Chris there. Dives down the inside. Will James get the retaliation, come out last corner? Chris gets a good drive. So yeah, look at that. Jag's got plenty of grip and grunt. Now where's Spotmire in all this? Just a little bit behind. So a nice move there by Chris. And what we got here, we've got Sam now in the Rapido Aston. Now all over the back of the Subaru. Now it's well, it's not fully dry, especially they stay off the curbs. It's getting that way. Oh, we've got Skipster now, it's right behind James. Is he going to make a move as we go into a turn 3? He's going to... Oh, he's tried it, look at this. James gives him room. Probably didn't need to be honest, but he's given him room. Who's got the best grunt coming out of a T3? Looks like Spotmire's going to get it as they come down the hill. Let's go on board with James. So where is the Renault? There it is. Who's going to break last? It's the Renault. Does Christian get stopped? He does, but James gets the switch back. And we're alongside each other as we come out of turn 4 into 5. It's a little right kick going into the left of 6. Christian's on the inside, so he gets it done. I thought he might run a bit wide there, braking on the wet, but he managed to get it stopped beautifully. So Christian up to 5th, and then we've got now Silver Star has been... no, he's still got Sam right behind him. Oh, Sam's making a move. Look at that, got plenty of grip on that wet curve. So Aston's showing some serious pace round here. He's still fastest lap. Is he going to make a move though? Oh, a bit of pedal bashing, but Jack's hanging around the outside as we come into the last corner. They're still not giving up. Nicely done. Look, it's been so... Sam did the outside move, I think, on Chris. Jack's just done the same on Sam as we go across the line. Now, what's the finish? I got completely carried away. Oh, we can't do that. I apologise, getting so carried away the racing. So Dan comes across the line, a brilliant win. He's second in DTCC, dominated that one. Daz is going to come across the line second with Matt right behind him third. Chris gets 4th at the end. Christian gets a fight in 5th. James is 6th. Then we got a dead heat, Silver Star and Sam. Thank you, that's a really horrible view. Alex gets 9th. Thank you, cameraman. Give me a car, please. Pat gets 11th. Wayne's 10th. Pat 11th, and Mike gets 12th. Wow, that was an ending. Everything was kicking off so much. I missed Dan crossing the line. So well done, Dan. Dominant win. 6th on the in qualifying, which means he got pole and didn't look back. What a race that was. Dan gets a cracking second. Finished with Matt right behind him. Withstood the pressure well, which is hard when it's you've got this one slick line to follow. So Daz gets a cracking second. Matt gets 3rd in the Toyota. Chris fought his way up from 10th, maybe 9th on the grid. No, actually, no, I think he was 11th. So he finishes a good 4th. And Christian gets 5th. James fighting 6th. Same with Silverstein 7th. Sam gets 8th. And he just lost out on fastest lap. Chris got fastest lap, I think, on the last lap. Yes, he did. So Chris gets the bonus point for the fastest lap, which could come in handy. And we've got Silver Star 7th, Sam in 8th, Alex in 9th in the Corvette, Wayne in 10th, Pat in 11th, and then Mike in 12th. So that was our Group 4s. Well, that was entertaining. So now we switch to the Group 3s. What will the weather hold for the Group 3s? Let's find out. So usual rules for the Group 3s. Tyre location comes into play. And I would bet you it is wet again. Look at that, it's raining again. Right, let's just make sure all the liveries have loaded. They seem to. Oh, I don't think James is... For some reason, he doesn't like James's livery. Never loads it. Everything else looks Okay. Yeah. Don't worry, it's about James. It doesn't like his livery. Yeah, everyone else is alright. I'll tell you what, let's just try it and see it. Sometimes if you allow it to hold for a minute. Yeah, it doesn't like James's livery. That's a shame, because James's liveries are cracking. Let's see if I have to fix that somehow. I don't know how. Right. So imagine you're going to be looking at a very pretty Lambo. Right, so let's get this set up. Grid, as per usual. Reverse, top 8, as per usual. He says we've only done it once. Top 8 are reversed. So whoever finished 8th in the group 4s goes to the front of the grid for the group 3s. Whoever finished 9th in the group 4s has to start 9th. So we do, the winner is in 8th on the grid. With the idea of trying to just shake it up a little bit, so you've still got some pretty fast people at the front of the field who could potentially escape whilst the winners, the podium finishers from the group 4 are still in a little bit of traffic. So we'll see how this shakes out as well. So we've got Sam on pole, effectively. It's a rolling start. Then Silverstar is 2nd, James is 3rd, Spunkmeyer is 4th, Chris is 5th, Matt is 6th, Daz is 7th. Dan, as the winner of the group 4, is in 8th. Then we've got Alex in 9th, Wayne in 10th, Pat in 11th, and Mike in 12th in a very nice looking Ferrari. Right, so it's the usual story that tyre allocation for dry tyres counts, so the driver's got to choose carefully. If the weather changes enough to get onto the slicks, the change, I think, from last season was inters and wets do not count from your tyre allocation pool. So you can use as many inters and wets as you like. They don't count against your softs and mediums, which they did for season 8. So a bit of a change there. So the drivers have got free rein on what wets they want to use, and it doesn't take any of their softer tyres out from their pool. Right, pool being a good word because it looks pretty wet. Let's go. So, Sam's going to take us away in his Aston. Can they be as well behaved as they were for the Group 4s, which was quite remarkably well behaved? There wasn't a single incident submitted, which, given how wet it was, is fantastic racing from everyone. Right, Sam leads us up the hill into turn 1. He goes. Oh, he's gone a bit deep. There's no four-wheel drive advantage for any of the cars, so they're all rear-wheel drive. But everyone's got away. Sam has got a good start, though. He got away okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, so everyone's got away, and then we've got Spunkmeyer has got Chris all over the back of him. He come up the hill into turn 3. Are they all going to get stopped in time? I think they will. Look at this. They all go round. We're all going to get round. There's Alex taking the wide line. Pat, Dan's still in 12th. Mike's gone up a place. Dan has actually dropped down a bit, hasn't he? He was in 8th. So Sam leads us down the hill. Can they get their braking right? It's very difficult to judge in these conditions. Oh, Silverstar's gone a bit wide. I don't know if it was a nudge there or he just missed his braking. So that's put Jack up to 2nd. And this is giving Sam, look at the weather though. It's absolutely hooning down there. And they're on inters, and you can see by that time monitor, the moisture monitor on the bottom left, it's gone into the top 3rd, which means it's aquaplaning time, and they're all getting very squirrely as they come through, all tiptoeing their way round, probably all desperately watching the weather radar, hoping that it's going to dry and not get wetter, because most of them are on inters. We'll do a tyre check in a minute. So let's go to the front and see how Sam's doing. He's got Christian right behind him, and we can't see anything. Oh, the Lambo's gone round. So unfortunately, I think we saw him going sideways, going into the penultimate corner. Matt's gone up to 5th, Daz is up to 4th, Wayne's in 3rd. Spunkmeyer now is lining up the back of the Aston as we come over the line then for the end of lap 1. Is he going to make a move as we go into turn 1? Oh, being so sensible, look at it. Sam gives him a bit of room and gets a nice drive coming out. That was nice. He gave Jack just enough, Christian just enough room on the apex. Actually got a better drive coming out, more traction as they come into this very wet section of the track. I think today is going to be a case of those who make the least mistakes. So it's a bit like Canada. It started very wet. Sam's leading. Jack's second. Wayne's doing a good start in third. Daz is in fourth. We've got a bit of a gap there to Matt. Don't have any dramas there. And Mike has jumped up to sixth. Wow. Let's just see what Mike's been up to. Where did he come up sixth for? Oh, look at that, look at this. Okay. Whilst we're concentrating on the leaders, which is understandable, look at this three-way up the hill. So we got Jack's in sixth, Alex is in seventh, then Mike goes in between us, go on board with Mike. We got past this Jack one side of us, we got the Corvette the other. And look at that, he just goes down the middle. Let's try and come outside. Is he going to get a good drive coming out? Oh yeah, the Corvette gets a bit sideways. Of Mike gets a nice move and goes past the pair of them. Lovely driving there by Mike. Glad we went back and found that one. So he's gone from 12th up to 6th in just over a lap. There was Matt running a little bit deep, and that's why that gap has appeared in front of him. And Sam is still having to defend against Jack. Oh, Jack was a bit late into there. He's just given Sam a bit of a nerf, and Wayne followed him off as well. Is Jack going to go? Oh no, what's happened there? Sam's gone. Oh, he might have got some muck and rubbish in his on his tyres. Yeah, Jack just got crossed up going in. Just gives Sam a bit of a nudge. I think in this section here, he's quite notorious for aquaplaning. I think he just combination of the water and gunk on his tyre, so unlucky for Sam. So that's given Spunkmeyer kind of inadvertently the lead. He kind of was redressing and letting Sam get past, and then unfortunately Sam lost the back end of the Aston. So the Renault, he takes the lead in a very nice, I think 2006-ish livery Renault, and then Wayne's in second. Oh, we got a good scrap going on. Oh, what's going on? Mike, look at Mike, he's absolutely flying. That Ferrari's loving the wet weather. Then we've got a battle going on behind as well. Aston's gone a bit sideways again, going to the penultimate corner. Aston does not like that corner, and that's given Jack the chance to get up the inside. And I think that's going to give Chris the chance as well. So James struggling a little bit to get the Lambo turned, and also I think we're going to get passed by the recovering Sam as well, who's dropped all the way back to 9th. Aston's obviously strong around here. What can he do from there? Look at this, we've got Dan and Pat having a squabble as well. We go into the first corner. I think might have been Pat putting a move on the Nissan, so nice move by Pat. Look at this, 7th down to 12th, all in a line as we go up the hill. There's battles everywhere here, and it's hard to see where to look. Or was that making a move down the inside? Was that anyone? No, I don't feel. James has gone down, so James is now down to 11th, unfortunately. We're down in 12th. Right, let's have a look at the front. Jack's now getting his head down a little bit. And you can see, it's obviously, let's go on board, it's obviously stopped raining. There's still some pretty heavy clouds around, but I can see how ginger he's going through turn 6. Wow, but you see, the wipers are off, so it stopped raining. He's 3 seconds up on this lap. So it's starting to dry out. Now the question will be, if it stays, if the rain stays away, will it dry out enough for slicks, and when? Matt has got his hands full of a sticky treacle Ferrari. Oh, Mike's going to have a look. I thought he was going to have a look down there as we went into the penultimate corner. You see it's pretty wet still, and then Alex stealthily climbing up in that black Corvette. Is he going to get a move done? Let's go on board. Is he going to get a move done on the Ferrari? He's certainly got a good run. I think he's going to, it looks like the line is dry enough as well, and I think he's done him. Do we go on board with a Ferrari? Yeah, there we go. So Alex, a nice move. He's now up to 5th. Keep an eye on that Corvette. And we've got up ahead, what's going on here? Wayne and Daz. Daz, it looks like he's going to make, he's defending from Wayne, I think. Wayne's just done a very, very good first sector. I think it shows he's drying out. Daz is defending from Wayne. Who's going to get the run down the hill? That motor's got plenty of power. And McLaren not so much now, it's been bopped. In the last couple of updates, he's not as quick as he was. Daz has got it covered. Will Wayne try? No, he doesn't. Let's see what else is going on as we come down the hill. There is Jack in 8th. Sam in 9th. After his little drama a couple of laps to go. There's James. That's up to 10th, I think. Dan's the 11th. So Pat's obviously had a little misdemeanor. There he is. Very easily done. So up front. Oh, Jack Christian's starting to get a little bit confident with the curbs. He's starting to use them. Though we've got Daz cannot shake that McLaren. So it looks like the top 5 are starting to concertina up a little bit here. And you can see that bottom left moisture indicator. Apart from when they go on the curves, you can see it spiking up, it's getting wet. Oh, Wayne was wide there. And look at this, that Corvette is flying. Alex has got that car all firmly wound up. He's in the 37s now. Looks like he's going to make a move on the inside of the map as we go into the first corner. Decides better of it. That goes a little bit wide coming out. Is that going to give Alex a run? I think it is. Alex tries the inside. He's going to try now the outside. Matt's defending. Will Alex try the inside, which is wetter? There's a bit of a dry line appearing. It's a 2-lane line, white line. It's a 2-lane wet, dry line appearing. I'll get there eventually, which means passing is doable here. So let's go on the rear wing of Matt's car. Alex is trying to attack. So there's a bit of a dry line now going into turn 4. You can see how wet it is though. Oh, Matt slowed down enough. He ghosted. And in the background we can see who's that. It's Chris and let's go. Always go one button too far. Who's that battling? So Chris has managed to get up to 6th. Mike is now up to 7th. So Mike's obviously had a little bit of a drama on this lap, by the looks of it. He did a 40.6 previous lap. He's dropped down to 7th. He was hassling Matt. He's got Silver Star closing on him, and then Sam. James has managed to pull away from Dan, so Dan's not enjoying the Nissan as much as he did in the first race. And Pat in, getting a good slide on in the Beamer coming out of turn 7. Right, another fastest lap, we're getting faster and faster. Just for reference, a good dry track time is about 129. 128 to 130 is a good lap time, so we're only 7 or 8 seconds off a fully dry slick time on intermediate. So I think probably what the drivers will be aiming for is, Christian runs a little bit wide, it's giving Daz a good chance. I think what they'll try and do is try and get to a pit stop and change on the dries. And look at this, we've got Matt still defending from Alex, who's got Chris right behind him as we come down the hill. Is Chris going to make a move on the Corvette? Is the Corvette going to make a move on the Toyota? Oh, it's going to get tight as we go in. But they all manage to get around. The Corvette gets a little bit of too much of the apex curb. But gets a very nice drive coming out. A blast around the outside of the Toyota, but Matt's fighting back. Who's going to take this one? So look at this, Matt and Alex side by side into turn 7. Matt's got it back, I think, but can Alex hang it round the outside? Not quite. Matt closes the door, and then we've got Chris right behind Alex. Is he going to do his favourite passing spot into the penultimate corner? I think he's lining that Corvette up, and there he goes again. Beautifully done by Chris, but this time the Corvette is not letting him go. Trying to close him off as they go into the last corner. Is the Corvette going to go out wide? He does. There goes Chris. So went out a little bit wide, trying to defend around the outside, and you can see that there's such a good dry line appearing now. And we've got behind there, we've got this is Jack with a squirreling Aston into turn 1. Is he going to make a move as we go up the hill? Trying to watch up the hill as we go. Is there anything going on? It looks like, what's going on over there? Wayne has dropped down a bit, hasn't he? So Wayne must have had an adventure, and Chris has gone wide. That's going to allow Wayne to get up to 4th. And So Alex did drop down a bit, and then we've got, here we go, Silverstar and Mike as well. So we come down the hill, we got Sam in the mix as well. Will they all spot their braking points correctly as we go into turn 4? They do, but it looks like Mike's going to get a nice run. He does indeed, he gets a lovely run coming out of the corner. Sam is going to try and get down the inside of Jack. Jack has to get a little bit wide, but Jack's fighting it, he's fighting it, not giving that one up, and now he's on the dry line. What can he do? And look at this, I mean, we're 7 laps into this race, and we can still see like third right in front of us. So Jack has to concede for the time being, pushing it on those curbs. Right, let's have a look up front. So Christian's still leading. Rears are starting to go a little bit, but as I said a little bit earlier, there's a clear dry line now, and look at that. Jack, Christian, I keep calling him Jack, Christian, Daz, starting to move over onto the wet parts of the track to try and cool their inters a little bit. They want to try and get this to probably, at least lap 10 or 11, I would say, before basically they've got enough fuel they can get to the end. And Chris is going to make a move on Matt as we go uphill. He does, look at that, nicely done. Oh, but it just runs a little bit wide. That's going to give Matt an easy cutback. And Alex is fishtailing a little bit as well. Look at here we go, more classic DTCC shenanigans as we come down the hill. We got Wayne. Let's go from the rear. Well, let's go the rear wing of Wayne's car. He's got Silverstar all over the back of him. He's going to try and make a move. Oh, gave him a little bit of nudge. Oh, that was just enough to push him wide. So that's unfortunate for Wayne, and he's now on the wet stuff. That means he's gone down from what, 6th down to 8th. Just a little bit of nudge, so easily done in these conditions. If you go a little bit offline, you lose about 98% of your braking ability. So, cracking battle going on here for 6th between Jack, Sam, Wayne, Mike, and James is still hanging in there as well. He might not have any livery, but crook as it dries out. Mike defending into the penultimate corner. Oh, Wayne's got in. Oh, so we got some early callers. So they obviously just said, I think the key was to try and get enough laps on the inters such that you could. Oh, Wayne was on wets. I hadn't noticed that. We didn't even have time to look at the tyres, but Wayne was on wets. That will probably explain why he dropped a bit of pace as well. But yeah, the drivers will be no doubt trying to get far enough in the race that they can then refuel, only do a one stop and change the slick. So it was a real balancing act of, is the track dry enough for slicks? Can you keep your inters alive? Which I don't think was too much of a problem. And then timing it to get enough fuel to be able to do a full slick run. So Wayne and Mike have obviously gambled, think we're at the back, it's worth a punt. What will they come out with? So Wayne again, so these tyres come out of their allocation, and now we're going to find it is so wet. Mike's gone hard, so he's decided he's going to ditch a set of hards. Can Wayne get out of the pits? This is the tricky bit. Get onto the dry line here and you're away. Mike does it as well, so they're both very well done. They both got out of the pits. Mike did it without traction control as well, so even more impressive. Right, so Daz has taken the lead. When did that happen? Right, let's watch this. Spunkmeyer, what happened here? Oh, he just got a little bit on the wet, drifted a little bit wide. They're both on the wet on the inside, and then Daz gets into the lead. So Daz takes the lead. Jack's going to fight it though, is he? Oh, Daz has gone a little bit wide, manages to just about hang it, keep on there. That's getting wet around there. And then we've got this battle for third still raging between Matt, Alex and Chris. Matt's still got it right, so we saw that Wayne and Mike are gambled. Will that be the trigger for these guys to go in? Let's have a look. So Daz is coming into the penultimate corner. Is he going to peel off? No, he stays out. Kristen's staying out. Matt has got in, and he's been followed by Alex. This is where they're going to be super careful again. I say you might have lots of grip coming in on your inters, but you won't have any grip coming out on your soft. Jack's also in. Sam has decided to stay out. James is staying out. So Jack, we said, was in. Dan is staying out. Pat is staying out. Wayne is now on his softs ahead of Mike, who's decided probably not having the best race. Let's ditch a set of my hards good and early, give him more options in the rest of the season. We don't get much sector times, unfortunately. It doesn't give us the individual sector times in terms of purples. Let's see where Wayne comes out. Daz is halfway around the first lap. Let's see Matt. Matt is coming out now. Where is Matt going to feed out versus Wayne? Oh, look how gingerly they have to come out. It's getting wheel spin. Oh, look at that. Just gets it onto the softs, onto the dry line. Right, Silverstar's coming out. Where's Wayne? So there's Wayne. He's jumped Silverstar. I think he was ahead of him anyway. He's now stuck up the hill. You could just see. So there's Alex and there's Matt up the hill. So Wayne has done very nicely there. McLaren's good on its fuel. He's done very nicely to gain some time and jump a few places, but you don't get on the wet. Oh, it's me bigging Wayne up. So easily done. That's the gamble of going on to slicks so early. All right, Daz is in. Daz is in. Christian's in. Chris is in. All right, so what's Skipper doing? Skips are coming in as well. He's in as well. This is obviously advantage to the cars that have good fuel economy because they could come in that little bit earlier, get on the slicks that little bit earlier. Dan is in as well. Pat is in. So does that make Matt a de facto leader for this race? We will see. Let's see where Daz. Obviously, they're going to have to take less fuel on board. Daz is in the pits. There's a whole chunk of them in the pits. Matt is coming out of the last corner now onto the pit straight. Daz isn't moving yet. He was leading. Here comes Matt. Where's Daz? Oh, so Spudmire's actually Spudmire's jumped Daz, and then looks like Matt comes around the first corner ahead of the pack coming out. Oh, Spudmire's dropped it coming out. That's so easily done. As I say, when you're on slicks coming out on a very wet track, and that's dropped him down. Daz has obviously spun as well, but looks fit. Yeah, he has, and unfortunately gets a penalty just for his troubles as well. So Chris is up to second, and he's fighting with Alex. That Corvette has got some pace tonight, and this is the halfway lap as well. So what can the Corvette do? See, the track is now dry now. Nice. Oh, a little nudge there from Alex. Oh, Chris has got sideways. Alex waits for him. I'm not sure that nudge will actually cause the half spin, but very gentlemanly there of Alex. Waits for Chris to sort himself out and gets back on it. So Matt has now taken the lead after all of that. With the Toyota's very good on its fuel, so we'll want to keep an eye on. Generally, the Toyota's fuel stops will be shorter than many others, which means he gets the jump on a lot of people through the stop. So Matt is now leading. Chris is second. Alex is up to third. Don't forget he was well down the grid. I think he was ninth maybe. Mike has made it up to fourth. So look at that. Mike has done a Magnussen, an inverse Magnussen, and that early stop with the fastest lap, or he was fastest lap. Matt's now beating it. But Mike on the hards has jumped his way up to fourth by doing that early stop. Wayne, despite that spin, is up to fifth. And then we've got Jack attacking Christian. No, the other way around. I will get this eventually. Jack being attacked by Christian. Looks like that battle has been settled for a straight or two. Christian did get a very good launch out the first corner. So Jack's in sixth, Christian's in seventh, Dan is up to eighth. So he's come out well out of that. He's put mediums on, so we'll go for the tyres as well. So there's obviously different strategies there. Well, looks like has Jack got past? He has. So what happened there? So maybe did Jack? Oh yeah, Jack just ran a little bit wide, gets on the wet stuff. Whoa. Causes Christian to have probably a minor heart palpitation being forced onto the wet stuff on slicks. And then we come down the hill. Dan's getting involved now, so Dan is up to seventh. So he was down towards the back. Oh, he's going to get stopped. All little nudges. Oh, looks like Dan's been panel bashed off. I'll say he was doing really well coming up from last. He was quite a long way off the back at one point, but so round the outside of him goes, oh, James, and then that's the trouble. Oh, look at that, spins for miles. So I think he just tried to go around the outside of the recovering Dan, and yeah, just gets a little bit, or quite a lot, onto the wet stuff, and around she goes. So, oh, we got a yellow flag as well. What's that for? Oh, who's that? Wayne's gone. Wayne's gone for a picnic in the infield. So it's so easily done. This is the thread in the needle bit that they've got to do now. You've got to stay off the curbs and you've got to stay on the tram line of the dry line. Looks like Wayne's, oh, Sam's gone wide a bit now. Dan's trying to attack. Sam's now got very wet tyres. He's on mediums. Right, we're going to try and do oh, we've missed a lead change as well. What's been going on here? Right. So we saw, oh, what happened to Chris? Chris must have had a little, Chris had a little drama as well. So he had Alex right behind him. Oh yeah, just look at that, it's so easily done. Get on the wet, off the dry line to wet. So Alex is now up to a second and absolutely flying. He's 1.6 up on this lap. Not necessarily 1.6 up on the fastest lap, which Matt is currently holding. But he's 1.6 faster than he's been, and this will probably be purple. Kristen is recovering in third. So what happens with Matt? Matt's got a little bit of a healthy lead there, coming across the line end of lap 12. I wonder if we're going to see something coming out of turn one. Let's have a look. All looks okay. Oh, just gets a little bit, oh yeah, was on the curb but then just got onto the painted area. That spins him round. That's going to give Chris the chance, I think, to bypass the Toyota. There he goes. So that'll be kicking himself. Extremely easy to do. But he's dropped down to third, and he's got Mike now, who's might be regretting actually putting those hards on. I mean, he's obviously up to fourth now, which is excellent to be on the hards and in fourth, but he could be, he could be leading this race. Alright, so can he attack Matt? Matt is on softs, Mike is on hards. Matt obviously just went off and probably the tyres have cooled down quite a lot. Can Mike attack? And we've got Jack's a little bit way behind, so Mike's got some time here. He doesn't have to look in his mirrors too much. He can just focus on attacking that Toyota. I think we might start to see the Toyota stretch away a bit. Got grip advantage with that, staying well away from the curbs. Yeah, so there goes the Toyota. You can see now soft starting to get back up the temperature again. Alright. What else is going on? We've got a squabble going on here. So Wayne didn't benefit quite as much as Mike from the early start, but still up to 7th. He was down in sort of 10th. Daz has dropped down to 8th, so he had that spin coming out of the pits. Oh, that's wide, Daz. That's very wide. Is that going to give Sam a chance? Not quite. Oh, but Daz has got his indicator on. I'm sure that doesn't mean he's going into the pits. And Dan is chasing in 10th. On mediums as well. So let's have a quick check on who's on what. So look at this. Alex is flying. He's now got a clear lead. Oh, he's about 7 seconds up. Just set the fastest lap of the race, 31.7. So we're getting pretty close to fully dry times now. And he's alright. He's 8/10 quicker than Chris, who's also done his fastest. We've got a reasonable gap now to Matt. Matt lost 10 seconds on that lap. He's not shaking Mike though. Mike's still lapping pretty quickly on his hards. He's doing a very, very good job on the in the Ferrari. So this one's all about who can keep it off the wet stuff, not on the dry stuff. So Jack is on these hards as well, and that looks like it's wide, just avoiding Gore, so just avoid going off. That's going to give Jack the chance. Jack's up to 5th now. Heady places for Jack. I don't think he's ever been that high. Not at this stage of the race. So Jack is now up to a 5th, doing a great job keeping it on the straight and narrow. So Christian's down to 6th. Daz has gained up to 7th now. We lost. Oh, Wayne. Yeah, Wayne's obviously had another little trip, little excursion in the McLaren. He's been caught now by James. Everyone's doing their fastest laps now. And then Pat. Where's Pat doing? Still soldiering on. All good points. You got to finish as certainly with only 12 in the race tonight. It's more points than you get for finishing last on other races. Right. So Alex again, another fastest lap, 31.6. Looking very consistent now. Top 4 are a little bit spread out now. On lap 15, so 6 to go at the end of this one. So let's have a look at tyres. So Alex, keep it well away from the curbs. He's on softs. I do like livery, it's nice and classic. There's Chris, who's now on a push. And Silk Cut Jag, he's gone purple. He's obviously pushing, he's not that far behind. He's what? Or was a yellow flag? Who's that? It's Pat. It's like the BMW's gone off for the last corner. There he comes, drifting it across the racing line. So across the line goes Alex, a 32.0. Let's see what Chris can do. He does the fastest, a 30.9. So a second faster. Is that Jag starting to wind up? This is Alex's, I think, first spell in the lead. He's never won a DTCC race before. I think this is his 3rd full season now. So not that many races, but he's never won one. Let's see what happens. Can Chris pressure him? He's catching him, and Alex will see that. Right, and Matt, oh, what's happened there? What's happened there? Matt looks like he's, what happened to Matt? Oh, I don't know if he, look at that, Matt's gone off, a bit weird, looks like he just understeered off. So, Matt drops down to 4th. Mike is now on the podium on his hard, so, oh, who's that dropped it? Oh, that was Pat, wasn't it? We saw that. Yep. So Mike up to 3rd now on the podium in the those golden syrup is obviously adding a bit of grip to his hards. He's flying. More the point, he's keeping it straight. That's the key. So Matt has now dropped down to 4th. Jack is doing a mega job in 5th, but he's now got Jack catching him. I think, oh, Christian catching him. I think he called him Jack. I'm going to call you both Jack. You're both now known as Jack, right? Jack 1 and Jack 2. Jack 1 is in 5th and Jack 2 is in 6th. There we go. Right, so I think Christian has got a little bit more latent pace in that Renault. Mind you, he's on hard, so that's another one. Daz is on softs. So he should be the quickest of the 3. Can he make a move on the Renault as we go up the hill into turn 3? It's really turn 2, but they count that kink as turn 2. Oh no! Just, I'm not sure if Christian, I don't think Christian's squeezed him, just got a little bit of the tyres. Oh, don't be on there, Daz. Oh, we'll move off that. Right, so Dan's up to 7th, so Dan's just unfortunately got 2 little touches of the water and the round he went. Sam has now benefited from that, he's up to 8th. Wayne is now, he's not that far, but he's got Daz, so yeah, just to compound it, Daz was looking there at, what, 7th, 8th? He's now dropped down to 10th. He's on the softs. Such a shame. And James is also on softs, so he's going to start getting interested in this. Keep an eye on what's going on elsewhere, or what's up here. We've got Jack. Jack is still having to defend against Christian. So Jack is on softs. Oh, the yellow. What's that? Oh no, Mike's dropped it. Probably got on the curbs coming out last corner. So that gives Jack and Christian a bit of a hope. They can now see. That's someone else. They can now see 4th. Christian's probably thinking, you know what? I'm not a million miles away here from getting 4th here. I don't know who that was, the yellow flag. Oh, who was that? Find who that was. I think that might have been Pat. Yeah, it was. Okay. Right, so Jack's still defending from the Renault. What can Christian do? Come down the hill, you got the blue sky now. Looks like it's a lovely afternoon in the Styrian Mountains. The track was originally known as the Osterreichering. It's quite a lot longer. Back in the 70s and early 80s, before it was, I think, dumped from the calendar in 87, I think was the last race, when there was that famous multi-star, multi-car pile-up. I don't think it came back, and then it was taken over by Red Bull, and then brought back into pretty much its original guys. So I think it was A1 ring, it was known as, and then it's modified to be the Red Bull ring we know now. Oh, Christian get a bit leery. Oh, if he held, I'd say if he held that would be a phenomenal drift. Didn't lose it quite. Oh, Dan's wide as well. He don't be out there. So there's a lot of risk taking on the curves. Wayne has profited from that. Managed to get back up to 8th now. Showing some decent pace, just on a 31.7, which is less than a second off the fastest lap. So Wayne again is getting some good pace. Right, let's see what's going on up front. 30.8 from Alex now, so if he's showing any nerves, they're not coming out and he's driving, because he's flying. He's now into the 30s, and I think he's probably on another fastest lap here. So that Corvette is absolutely screaming around this track. Although saying that, Chris is also on a purple. He did a 4, so Chris has had alright, Chris did a 41 previous lap, so he's obviously had an off. That's given Matt some interest now. Not quite as fast as these two in front, I don't think. He's done a 32.0, which is 1.2 seconds off the fastest. Oh, I thought it was going to drift wide there. But again, as I say, it's just about keeping it straight. Mike is in 4th. Not far ahead of Jack. Jack's done a 30.335. Mike did a 37.1, so a couple of scruffy laps there from Mike. Maybe it's hards. Potentially could be cooling down, I don't know. But he's being caught. Let's see what this lap time is. We've got Marty Scrap. So he does a 34.6, 34.1. So Jack is catching him. And then we've got Sam is up to 6th. Well, the excitement that Christian had. He's now got Wayne right behind him for 7. Wayne's now done 31.5. So Wayne, I think, is gave that's a little bit of a nerve there. I think Wayne is now the 2nd fastest on the track. And James is up to 8th. So he's having a good race. And then we've got with Jack now, Christian, Jack 2. He's now defending from Dan. So yeah, that lap 17 was the key one. Alright, let's see what's going on up front. Corvette flying away. Look, that's got a big lead now. Chris got a bit of a lead now. He's just done his PB, so getting his head back down again. He's done 30.8. Actually, look at that. He's only 600ths away from the fastest lap. So Jag is quick. Matt's done his PB as well, but he's still a second off the front two. Oh no, Jack's gone wide. Is that going to give Sam a chance? Let's have a look. So you can still see it's treacherous. You go offline. You can't make any mistakes here. In fact, even some of the curbs I would stay well away from. Wayne, you can sniff a 5th here probably. He keeps his pace up. So we know he was the first of the stoppers with Mike. He's on the softs, whereas Sam in front of him is on the mediums. So this is definitely game on for the McLaren. Any other battles going on? Nothing at the moment. So what can the McLaren do against the Aston? So oh, Sam's gone a bit wide. I think that's our chance. Are we going to get the drive? The McLaren has been bopped a little bit, so it's not as strong as it used to be. You can see that now. The Aston's coming back. Who's going to get the brakes on latest and not manage to run wide? So yeah, look at that, nicely done by the McLaren. But that Aston's coming back. Here he comes. Look at that run from the Aston down the hill. We can see his shadow. There he is. He's on a bit of the damp stuff though, so I think Wayne might try and go around the outside. He does. Nicely done by Wayne. Used the fact that he was on the outside on the dry line to brake a little bit later. Went back around the outside. So Wayne's up to 6th. But he's got, I think look like they're both going a bit wide there. It's so deceptive that corner. I think Sam has gone wide. Yeah, so that gives Wayne some breathing space. And James has now nipped his way up to 7th. So James is stealthily up the order as well. And flashing fuel light for James. I assume he's got enough. Matt is now up to 2nd. What's happened there? Oh, that went back a bit. Oh, it looks like Chris went a bit wide. He probably got onto the wet stuff. Oh, Matt tries to go around the outside. Oh, look at this. They're giving each other room. There's only one line through there, though. Matt managed to squeeze his way through. So we're about to start the final lap. And look at that. We've got a battle for 2nd now. Chris, a slight error has let the Toyota back in front. Meantime, look at this. Alex is miles in front as he starts his final lap. Right, let's try and not miss the leader this time. Let's have a quick look. So Matt goes across the line, start last lap with Chris right behind him. It's a quick flick through. Mike's in, say, 4th-ish now. Jack is 5th. Wayne is 6th. James is 7th. It's got Skipster not far behind him. Spunkmeyer, Dan and Daz are in a battle. So let's have a quick look then what's going on between Matt and Chris. All to play for. These two are probably going to be fighting for 2nd in all reality in the championship. It looks like the Jag's got a good run as we come down the hill. Is Matt going to defend the inside? He does. There's no room there. As we come into the braking point, oh, they're leaning on each other as they come into turn 4. Matt gets down inside. There's a little bit of a knock. Oh, there's a little bit of a knock, but I think that was all fair in love and war. So, it looks like Matt has got into 2nd place. Alex is coming through the last corner. We've got a squabble going up at the hairpin as well. Let's just see Alex across the line. Dominant win in the end. Whoa, don't be out there though. Well done, Alex. Takes his first, I'm sure, of many wins in DTCC. A brilliant first for him. Let's just rewind that because I saw there was a bit of a squabble going up the hill. Here we go. So, Mike is being attacked by Jack. Jack gets up to 4th. Then we've got Wayne right behind them as well. So Wayne is on the softs. Mike's on the hards. Can Wayne steal a 5th? He's saying 5th at the moment. Jack is up to 4th. Wayne is now up to 5th. Oh, what's up to Mike? Mike, I think he's fuel saving. Mike is about to run out of fuel. Mike is obviously, that was a very early stop. Yeah, I think he's about to run out of fuel. So Matt looks like he's going to do enough to get 2nd. He didn't really have the pace tonight, but he's going to get a 2nd out of it. So Matt gets a half full 2nd with Chris right behind him 3rd, so good podium for those two. Oh, look at this. We've got battle all the way now to the end. Wayne is all over the back of the Subaru. Can Wayne get this? We go to the penultimate corner. Jack's pushed him onto the wet part, which he's entitled to do. Look at this, into the final 2 corners we go. Can Jack keep it tight and tidy? I think he's going to, as long as he doesn't run out wide, he's going to get it. Look at that, Jack gets 4th place. What a great result for TNH Racing for Jack. Wayne gets a good 5th as well. So he's span. Oh, we got a battle now. Oh, Sam was trying to go down the inside of the running out of fuel Ferrari, who doesn't quite make it. That means he's just going to get across the line in 6th, 7th is, 8th is James, 9th is Spunkmeyer, 10th was Daz, and then what happened to that coming up? Battle coming up. I think that was a gaggle there. What's going on here? Look at this. So we've got Christian. I think James is a little bit in front. Christian, there's a yellow flag where Sam has spun. Look at this gaggle across the line, and Dan also does the same. So Christian gets 9th, Daz gets 10th. Dan will get 11th because I think Pat's a fairway. Oh, he's not that far behind, actually, saying that. Fought his way back. Dan gets 11th. And Pat comes across the line, not that far behind in 12th. Woo-wee, what a race that was. So, Alex gets his first maiden DTCC win in that Corvette. I don't think that's going to be the last this season as well. Corvette is a demon car. So, first for him, well done, Alex. Second is Matt. Sneaked into second in the Toyota. Third was Chris. Cracking battle between those two at the end. Then Jack gets by far and away his best result in DTCC. Did his missing teammate proud, that one. Good fourth there. That's a super racing, well done. Nice one, Matthew, you're welcome. Wayne gets fifth. Which could have been even better. Could he have got a podium maybe, but certainly fifth is a great result for him. That's definitely batting above his average as well. So the Chris and Wayne team had a very, very good Group 3 race. Third and fifth. Looking very strong in the teams, those two. Then Mike ran out of fuel. Obviously was pushing the fuel to try and get that early stop. Maybe went a lap too early. But still a pretty good sixth on hards. I don't think he'll be unhappy with that, given he was last at one point. Then Sam gets a very eventful seventh. James gets eighth. Christian gets ninth, after being up the front there for a while. Daz gets 10th, another eventful race for him. Dan gets 11th, and Pat gets 12th. So there we have it. That was round 2 of season 9 of DTCC. That was an absolute banging couple of races. Very much enjoyed those. We will see you very shortly for round 3, which is around the streets of Tokyo, but a different track this time, different configuration. We're on the container shipping yard track. Unfortunately, no rain for that one. We do love the wet races. So we will see you very shortly for that. That will be coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. Thank you very much for joining us. We have been DTCC. We will see you again very soon.